one of the most dangerous things in trading is not a bad strategy. It's a good one. I know how crazy that sounds, but for years I had a proven plan right in front of me. Yet my account kept bleeding money. Why? Because the second a trade got a little scary, I'd break my own rules and sabotage myself. I was the problem. This video is not about finding a better strategy. It's about how I stopped fighting a battle for discipline I could never win. And I'm going to give you the exact system that makes your emotions irrelevant so that you can finally stop being the one standing in your own way. We'll start by diagnosing the real reason you break your rules. I'll give you my 2-part discipline automation system and the execution scorecard to make consistency automatic. For years, you've probably been told that to succeed in trading, you just need more discipline, more willpower. But what if I told you that trying to get more willpower is the very reason you keep failing? What if the secret to consistency is not about fighting harder, but about not having to fight at all? Here's the honest truth. You are constantly at war with yourself because you have two different people fighting for control of your trading account. First, there's the planner. That's the smart, logical you who creates the plan. Think of the planner as a calm horse rider, holding the reins and knows the path. But then there's the other trader, the in-the-moment gambler. This is not the real you. It's your emotional brain. It's a team of powerful wild horses named fear and greed. And when those horses get spooked by a losing trade or excited by a fast-moving chart, they have all the power to yank the reins and drag the whole chariot right off the cliff. So why do these wild horses so often overwhelm the smart horse chariot rider? It's because your willpower, it's not a muscle, it's a battery. And as a busy professional, you start every single day draining that battery with decisions at work, in your life, and with your family. By the time you finally get to the charts, your willpower battery is already in the red. This lesson was a painful one for me. Back in 2018, I was working a demanding banking job and convinced myself I had to trade at midnight to catch the market open. For 8 straight months, after a long, stressful day, I would force myself to sit down, exhausted, and try to trade. My planner self was completely drained. The gambler, those wild horses, had taken over completely. I made impulsive and stupid mistakes, and I broke my own rules constantly. My win rate crashed to a miserable 20%, and over those 8 months, I lost 11% of my account. And staring at that result, that's when it finally hit me. I wasn't failing because I was a bad trader. I was failing because I was showing up to the fight every single night with a dead battery. This led me to the one rule that changed my life. Stop fighting the willpower war. Build a system that makes the war irrelevant. This one idea shifts the entire goal. So the next time you make a mistake, you stop asking the dead-end question, how can I be more disciplined? Instead, you ask the real question, what part of my system allowed my emotional brain to take over? Asking this one question is the first step to becoming a calm professional who executes their trading system instead of a frustrated emotional fighter. But that raises the critical question. How do you find the specific flaw in your trading strategy? That's precisely why I built a 3-minute diagnostic quiz. Now, it's not a magic wand, but it will pinpoint the number one flaw in your system and give you the clarity to understand why it keeps happening. Click the link below to get what I believe is the most important piece of data for any trader, your foundational diagnosis. It's totally free, so check it out below. For a busy professional like you, a trading system should not be complicated. It has to be simple, it has to be mechanical, and it has to require zero emotional energy when you are in the heat of the moment. So what I developed for myself is less of a trading plan and more of an automation system. It's a simple 2-part system designed to take you your feelings, your doubts, your second guessing completely out of the equation. The first part of that system is what I call the action algorithm. Its only job is to remove all the gray area from your trading. Your emotional brain, those wild horses, they thrive in uncertainty. So we have to make every decision black and white before the market even opens. Think of it like a vending machine. It runs on simple if-then code. If you press C4, then chips come out. The machine doesn't have to feel like giving you candy. It has no fear. It has no greed. It just executes its code. Your trading rules need to be this boring and this predictable. For me, a trading rule looks like this. If the market is in an uptrend and it pulls back to a key support level and it forms a perfect pin by entry signal, then I'll place a buy order. When your rules are that clear, there is nothing to decide. Your smart planner self already made the decision when you are calm. Now, having that code is useless if you can just smash the glass and grab whatever you want when you feel fear. So the second part of our trading system is the most important rule I have. The rule is brutally simple. Once you have placed your trading orders based on your action algorithm, that is your entry, your stop loss, and your take profit price, your job as a decision maker is over. You shut down the platform, you walk away, and you leave the battlefield. I call this the set and forget mandate. This is the hardest part, but I think about it like baking a cake. You put it in the oven and set a timer. You have to trust the process. You don't keep opening the oven door every 2 minutes to check on it because you know you will ruin the cake. And similarly, constantly watching your trading charts after a trade is live is you opening the oven door. I had to force myself to do this. I even deleted all the mobile trading apps from my phone so that I could not check them during the day. You have to let your preset orders do their job without your emotional interference. This is how you win the war, by refusing to fight. And here is the real secret that makes this entire trading system work. The action algorithm and the set and forget mandate are not just two rules. They are a system designed to do one powerful thing: to completely separate the job of the planner from the job of the executor. The calm, rational you, that is the planner, does all the thinking beforehand. You build the vending machine code when you are objective. But the person in the live market, the executor, is not allowed to think. Their only job is to push the button, to run the code. That's it. Your feelings, your fears, your greed, they all become irrelevant because your trading decisions were already locked in by the smarter, calmer version of you. Here is your most practical, actionable tip to make this real today. Get a physical notebook, and on that first page, write Disciplined Planner's Rulebook. This is where your if-then code goes. On the next page, write the executor's checklist. It has only one question: did I follow the planner's rules perfectly? Nothing else matters. This simple act transforms you. You stop trying to be one person, a disciplined trader, which feels impossible. Instead, you become two people: a disciplined planner and a robotic executor. That is a game that you can actually win. But this raises a really important question. What happens if you follow your trading system perfectly and you still have a losing day? How do you stop yourself from getting discouraged and falling right back into your old habits? To solve that, you need to completely change the way you keep score. What if I told you that on my best trading days, the days I feel the most successful as a trading professional, I sometimes lose money? And on some of my worst days, the days I know I failed as a trader, I actually made a profit. Understanding this paradox is the absolute key to your long-term survival and success. professional traders don't keep score with money. Amateurs do that. Professionals use what I call an execution scorecard. Think about it like this. An amateur archer shoots an arrow. If it hits the bullseye, they celebrate, even if their form was sloppy and they got lucky. They only care about the result. A professional archer is obsessed with their process. A process that covers their stance, their grip, their breathing, and their release. They know that if they perfect the process, the bullseyes will take care of themselves over time. And in trading, your profit and loss is the bullseye. But your perfect execution of the rules is the process. Amateur traders chase the bullseye, but professionals perfect the process. It was July of 2021. I had just taken a small, acceptable loss on a trade. A little while later, a brand new perfect signal formed in the same market. It met every single one of my action algorithm rules. It was an A+ setup. But I froze. That voice of fear, it whispered to me, "Don't you dare. We just lost on this market." And that fear made me break my rules. And I didn't take the trade. And I had to just sit there and watch as the price moved perfectly to where my 2-hour profit target would have been. That day, my account balance did not change by a single dollar. But in my journal, I marked it down as a catastrophic failure. Why? Because I let my emotions override my trading system. I scored a 0 on my execution scorecard. And this brings us to the final crucial mindset shift. This is where we take what you believe is your biggest weakness, that is your lack of time, and we turn that into your greatest strength. Most traders who have all day to trade are fighting a long, draining war. They sit there for hours, getting bored, second-guessing themselves, and meddling with their trades. But you, as a busy professional, you can't do that. You are not fighting a war. You are like a commando on a raid. You have a 30-minute execution window to get in, execute your mission based on your trading rules, set your orders, and get out. Your lack of time forces you to be disciplined. It is a shield that protects you from the amateur mistakes of boredom and emotional interference. And this is where it all comes together. That losing day where I followed my rules perfectly, that was a 10 out of 10 on my execution scorecard. That was a win. But that day I broke my rules out of fear and missed a profitable trade, that was a 0 out of 10. A complete failure. This is the mindset that will set you free. Your goal is not profit. And let me say that again. Your new goal is not to make money. Your only goal is to have a flawlessly executed trading day. Your actionable step for tomorrow is this. Aim for a score of 100% on your executor's checklist. And that's it. Win or lose or break even, if you follow your rules perfectly, you have won the day. You are a professional. You need to celebrate that as a victory. Because your lack of time, the thing you thought was your biggest curse, is actually your superpower. It is the constraint that forces you to be like that army commando. It forces you to plan meticulously, execute cleanly, and walk away. It forces you to become the professional trading system executor that all consistently profitable traders eventually have to become. The real secret to discipline in trading is not finding the strength to fight your emotions. It's having a system so good you don't have to. Now that you have the system to automate your discipline, you need a complete proven formula to plug into it. Building the system was the first step. But the real secret is having a full set of rules that work together from entry to exit so that there's zero guesswork left. So check out this video where I give you my complete 5-step trading formula that takes you from finding a trade to taking profit so that you can finally trade with a full trading playbook.